Hello, everyone. Welcome to Politically Unhinged. Uh, As you guys know, well, we have had a very detrimental thing happen to former President Donald John Trump. But with me today, though, well, we're going to talk about it and go ahead and get down to the nitty and gritty of everything. So, with me today, I got former congressional candidate and host of the loyal opposition, Bernie Flowers, and a really and someone that I'm actually looking forward to having on as well. Young Patriot, he is very popular over on TikTok. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, let's get this started. I'm Anthony Rader, and this is Politically On. All right, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me today. Hey, so as you guys know, this is one of the darkest hours that we've had in recent political memory in the United States. So what are your guys' takeaways of what happened? Do you think that everyone's saying is true, saying that it was a setup, or was it just very intentional?
Well, which one of us do you want us to go first, Anthony?
Bernie, let's have you go first, and then Young Patriot will have you go.
Well, first, thanks for having me, man. I always appreciate talking politics with you. And wow, politics is war by other means. This is crazy, man. It's hard to make any conclusions because we're still so early into the event, but I will say that there's a lot of theories out there, and they're not conspiracy theories. I mean, I worked for BOD and DHS for quite some time, and I've been around the Secret Service and other tactical organizations, and they generally don't make mistakes like this. And what I've been able to gather is that Trump did not have the B team. The A team would go with the president, of course, and the vice president. But a lot of these guys were overworked. The team was too small. There were some tactical errors. It's supposed to be an advanced team that's supposed to get out there and make sure that there's no avenues of attack for a potential shooter. And somehow something went wrong. And when things like this happen, generally the head of the agency is going to get fired. And I think that that person was an ESG hire, but we'll find out. A lot of things that need to be worked out. Could there have been some sort of conspiracy? Of course, there could have been. But bottom line is there's just a lot of weird things, and there's a lot of people that would benefit greatly from killing the nominee and creating chaos. Because there are a lot of people who claim that they are patriots, but in truth, they really want to create chaos and maintain the status quo and keep their wallets fat.
Yeah, agreed. Now, Young Patriot, what do you think?
So I agree with everything you just said, and you know we will have to wait obviously as time goes on till we know like who was all involved and everything regarding the situation, if it was some sort of inside job and all of that. But with that being said, even if it doesn't come out and there isn't proof that it was a complete inside job and that the DOJ, the Democrats were all involved with it, the fact is their rhetoric, the idea that them pushing the idea that Donald Trump is Hitler, Donald Trump is the devil, Donald Trump is this, that, or the other, that definitely caused this. I mean, or at least played a partial role in it, to say the least. Now, I'm not obviously the shooter is the main person to blame. No one's saying, but this rhetoric is dangerous, and I mean, this shows the issues in the media. It shows the issues in politics in general, and I mean that's just the fact of the matter. And that was my thought right away. I mean, we always had this worry that something like this could happen to President Trump with this rhetoric that they push, and with how hated he is. But I mean, just witnessing it actually happen, it's surreal. I mean, it's dark times to say the least.
Oh, yeah. And you speak of rhetoric, and it's kind of funny, believe it or not, with at my advanced age, I do talk to a lot of young Republicans, and not just young Republicans, young people in general, Gen Z, whatever they call the young folks in their 20s. And a lot of them are conservatives.
Yeah.
And the mainstream media puts out this narrative that these young people they hate Trump, but when I go talk to them, they're tired of the inflation. They're tired
Oh,
of the student loan lies that they were told. They're tired of the malaise that we have, and they want change, and they look at Trump to bring that change. And I just think that there's a lot of people that are at the top of the food chain that don't want things to change, and they see Donald Trump as a change agent.
yeah. No, I completely agree with both of you. It's honestly at that point where it's just all like, are we really yeah going to believe what the media says anymore? Quite frankly, I haven't believed the media since like 2013, in all honesty. But with all the rhetoric that you guys have been saying that has been spread around, and quite frankly, I know all three of us have seen it, that this generation, especially young men, are the most conservative generation in like a century.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So,
Totally. Yeah, it's crazy out there. And so again, I don't know much about this kid that did the shooting. There's varying reports about what he was using as a weapon, but just looking at him, like I saw him with a bullet in his head, but he just didn't strike me as the kind of person that would do that. But we do know that there are people who have that are trained in techniques in order to manipulate people. And you
yeah.
just don't know what you don't know. So, we probably shouldn't speculate at this point, but I will say that he was weaponized. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think about the reports that the media is now saying that this kid was a Republican just
Well,
because he was registered that way?
I actually made a video. Harry brought this up. No surprise there. But I actually made a video replying to his post, and whether he's registered as a Republican or not, I mean, none of that matters. This is about what happened to President Trump. The political views of this man doesn't matter. That said, what they're not mentioning is that Pennsylvania is a state with a closed primary, meaning there's a very high possibility this person only registered as a Republican so he could vote against Trump in the primary, and that's something they're not bringing up.
There you go. The media, CNN and MSNBC, I intentionally look at them um, because I want to see what the opposite side is doing. And they will give Trump no credit for anything. They will give the conservatives no credit for anything. And there are people within the Republican Party who don't like Trump, and they would love to see the nominee changed out and find somebody that's more amenable to their purposes. And so you just don't know. It's still early in the game, but I do know that having been around tactical people a lot during my life and being around the government at a very high level a lot during my life, the Secret Service needs to take the big hit for this one. They need to be firing some people in a hurry. And I can see a lot of mistakes that were made. And let's just see what turns out. And also, Mr. Biden, um, he's calling for restraint. Well, he should have restrained himself when he was calling Trump Hitler.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's inflammatory language that wasn't necessary. And wow, it's just hard to believe what has happened. And folks don't understand. There are a lot of people. There's 400 million guns in this country, and there's a lot of people that know how to use them, and most of them are conservatives. And some people would love to see a civil war. I'm not one of them, but there are people out there that think a civil war is inevitable. I'm not one of those people. We need to be settling things amicably and peacefully. But some of the rhetoric that I'm getting from Pelosi and Biden and the rest of their crew of maniacs, and then they claim to be, as clear as pure as the driven snow. I mean, they're just gaslighting us, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, and you talk about how the possibility of civil war. I know this might be hard to believe, but we might have been inches away from a civil war had Trump actually have had the attempt assassin been successful and Trump had died. I think there's a very high chance civil war would have broke out within minutes.
I think you are correct, good sir. I
Yeah,
think you're very correct.
yeah. Now, have you guys seen the diagram of the way that the bullet traveled? Well, showing how close we were exactly.
I don't believe I have.
I have heard talk about it, but I haven't seen the actual diagram. Could you explain?
Yeah, let me actually share it to you guys right now on my screen so everyone can see it. Yeah, it's so I sent it to the group chat that I'm in on Snapchat. So right here is the bullet. But so as we can see, Trump doesn't turn his head at the second that he does, he's gone.
Yeah. Wow.
That's insane.
So
You know, it's funny. I know people who have suggested to me that all this was orchestrated, and having been around weapons most of my adult life, well, actually my whole life, even as a kid, that is too close to call. I don't care how good of a sniper you are, you can't miss like that. And then someone, you if you went down that track, then you'd have to assume that somebody was willing to give up their life for this. So yeah, that can't be faked. I mean, what happened to Trump? The blood, the injury. No, no way that could be faked. Not on the side of the Trump campaign. Now, on the other side, all bets are off. I don't trust Mayorkas and his crew any further than I can throw this house.
Honestly, it infuriates me that those on the left have been calling conservatives conspiracy theorists for years now. And then I see those on the left come out and say that this was all orchestrated right away. And they have no proof of that at all. None.
None what, none
And
whatsoever.
have significant proof that it wasn't that way. I mean, someone at the rally died. I don't understand where they come up with this nonsense. I call it blue and on. I call it blue and on.
I'm gonna steal that from you.
You can.
Thank you.
we're going to be seeing Bernie saying that during that Loyal Opposition podcast coming
Yeah,
up soon.
you sure will.
So
Yeah. These people will just say anything. They have no integrity. Now, I'm not saying all Democrats are bad. Please don't take that the wrong way. But there are certain people who have no grasp upon the truth, and they'll say anything to sway opinion their way. And I think their time's coming.
Young Patriot, you just muted yourself by accident. So
One by accident because my dog's.
okay. All right, I wasn't sure, but yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you guys. I mean, it's honestly like, what the heck? But we do have a few comments that I would like to go to real quick. Same person on Instagram has said, "Inside job snipers got orders to stand down. SS had sniper in sights for 3 minutes." Hits.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been getting some traffic from different people that I've worked with in the past, and it was quite a lull in time. The Secret Service did not respond as quickly as they could have. There were people in the audience that were telling them that there was this guy up on some roof and with a gun, and time passed, and time is of the essence here. So I don't understand why they didn't move as fast as they should have. Don't understand. Don't understand. I hope that there's an investigation, but it will probably happen after the election because the government is very slow, especially when it's run by misfits.
Yeah. I mean, we're also at this point too that not sure if you guys know the head of the Secret Service. She wanted all the diversity bullshit. It going ahead and saying, I would like the Secret Service to be 30% women by the year like 2030. And and the thing is this the EI stuff doesn't work at all. I mean, we've all seen the pictures of Trump. The guys that are Secret Service for him are noticeably shorter than him. Why is it that we have these people that are significantly shorter than the former president protecting him? I mean, they're security, so wouldn't you expect them to be a lot bigger? Like,
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you that bullets don't recognize gender.
yeah,
And I did see a picture. You guys probably saw the same thing where the young lady, the Secret Service had surrounded him, and the smallest person was in front of him, and she was so small that anybody could have still shot him after, and the bullet would have went right over her head. I don't have any problem with women doing whatever women could do, but where are the big women, physically large, strong, able to keep up? If you're 5'2" and Trump is 6'2", it's not going to work out so well.
Yeah.
That's
That's
just
not.
common sense.
Yeah, sure is.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with being anti-women or, when they get into the racial aspect, nothing about gender or race. It's just common sense.
Can you do the job or not? The issue of the day. When I was in the military and we went through certain drills to make sure that we could get out of combat zones, I wanted the biggest guy with me because I know I can carry just about anybody out of a bad situation, and I want somebody who can carry me out. And so I don't want to be partnered up with somebody small because in a situation that's when you're under duress, you don't need somebody who can't keep up. So if there's a 300-pound woman that wants to be my battle buddy, that's just fine. But I haven't found one yet.
Yeah. So, I do want to go ahead and talk about this other picture that's been going through the rounds lately. Not sure if you guys have seen it. Have you guys seen the photo of where the bullet leaves the ear?
No, I haven't.
I've seen that.
So,
If you've got it, let's take a look at it. I'd love to see it again.
Give me a second here.
Take your time.
Okay. See if the New York Times will actually let me use it for once.
Can't count on the New York Times. You know better than that.
Yeah.
So, but there's this one right here. Here,
Mhm.
though, you can see this little streak when the bullet leaves Donald Trump right there.
Yeah. Crazy. I mean, just millimeters, and he could have been dead. It was truly a blessing that he didn't die. And he stands right up, puts his hands up, and lets everybody know he's okay. I imagine if that had happened to Biden, he'd be under the stage by now, immediately.
I mean, the thing is that if it happened to Biden, then the media wouldn't be trying to sweep it under the rug. And unfortunately, that's what they're doing.
If it had happened to Biden, he wouldn't have been able to stand the 90-degree heat, to tell you the truth. He wouldn't have been out there in the first place.
The way Trump, though, got right back up after he just got shot in the freaking ear and made sure to salute to the audience and say fight, that rather what you believe politically, whether you support Trump or not, if you think that was awesome, then you're crazy. That's all I got to say. I mean, that's going to go down as one of the most iconic moments in American history.
Trump's a stud.
He indeed is.
Yeah. You can't teach that. Can't teach it. And,
I 100% agree with you guys. I mean, everyone's seen the photo that has been going around. Now, I do want to go ahead and give the person that actually took it props. I didn't know the guy's name until just recently. His name is an Evan Vucci. So it's Evan, kind of like even with an A. And it's V as in Victor, U, C, C. So double C as in Charlie, I.
Photo of the year for sure.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, and he's actually the guy, like once everyone's down, he's the one guy that's standing up in the crowd.
Totally impressive. Totally impressive. But back to those Secret Service people, I would be embarrassed. Really, 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 really embarrassed because they're going to go through a set of scrutiny that they haven't ever seen before. And the truth will come out. We may not ever see it, but, stuff like this, when you're working for the government at that level, that's immediate firing potential right there. I mean, the head of the Secret Service and her entire staff should be gone immediately.
100%.
But they won't. They won't. DEI reigns in our government right now.
Yeah, and that's just unfortunate that we have to deal with the DEI bullshit now because I mean Biden said he wants to go ahead and have diversity, equity, and inclusion versus going ahead and hiring people that can actually do the job like we've been saying this entire time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Guy doesn't
These
for the nation.
say again.
I said, whether people want to hear it or not, DEI is not how you create a prosperous nation. It's how you create a failing nation. We should not be hiring people based on the color of their skin, their gender, their sexual orientation, nothing like that.
Can you do the job or can you not? Period. That's the way it's supposed to be. And the civil rights era is over. Are things fair? No. But the issue of the day is things are more fair in this country and in this world than they've ever been. As crazy as life is right now, this is the best time to have ever lived in humanity. I mean, there were times within the last 200 years that, regular people never left their county because they were afraid of getting robbed. And that's changed. We've civilized things. We got a long, long, long way to go. But still, I say this is the best time to have lived, the best of times and the worst of times, like they say in the Tale of Two Cities.
Yeah.
But we got a lot of things we need to fix, but we can't blame everything on race. And that's what the Democrats do. They try to blame everything on race. Oh, I nicked my finger. It's because of my race. It's terrible. We got to do better.
Agreed.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, I do want to go ahead and dive into some things that Democrats have said that have been leading up to the moment. Uh, Joe Biden, I believe it was a few weeks ago, said that we got to put the bullseye on Trump.
Inflammatory rhetoric.
Yeah.
If Trump had said that, they would have shanghaied him in the media. And Morning Joe would have said some ugly stuff, and all his MSNBC compatriots would have probably tried to start some sort of, newspaper riot or something like that. But the president gets away with that. It's terrible. Somebody should call him out.
All right. Well, I'll do it right here. Joe, even though you don't understand what we're saying, you can't do that, you lazy motherfucker.
Did you cuss?
Of
Did you
course I
kiss?
did.
You kiss your mama with that mouth?
My mother's Italian, so she expects cursing. It's like Goodfellas over here.
Oh Lord. But that's okay. I'm gonna try to restrain my nasty mouth, but it's all good, man. I am not offended. But the bottom line is that there are two sides to our media, and there's only six companies that own all the media in the United States. And if you look that up, if anybody wants to Google it, it's easy to find. And they seem to be all on one side, and they are pushing things that are anti-American, and they hate Trump, and they want to do anything, including murder, to get rid of him. Now just think about this: you're willing to kill a man in order to have your way. That's about as unethical as it can be.
Yeah.
But crazy.
Yeah. Agreed. Agreed. It's honestly just like what's going on in American political history right now. It's insane. Now, I do want to go ahead and debunk one other picture that has been making the rounds of people saying that Trump was actually shot in the chest as well. Hold on.
Really?
Yeah. So there is one.
I haven't even heard about that.
Yeah. So there is one picture. Sure. So there's one picture of Trump believed to be shot in the chest, which is just right here. Here you see that little hole, right? That people are saying that is allegedly another bullet hole. Well, that is actually just the suit of one of the Secret Service people.
Ah,
Well,
crazy times. And like I said, we need to Have a little restraint because there's all kinds of things floating around out there. I mean, I saw. I'm looking right now at something someone sent me. I'm not going to mention the name, but I'm going to say that quote, "I'm the officer in the photo. I came here to inform the public that I had the assassin in my sights." Oh, by the way, this guy is a Secret Service agent, by the way. But the head of the Secret Service refused to give the order to take out the perp. 100% top brass prevented me from killing the assassin before he took the shot at the president. And I don't know how true that is, but I do know it's standard practice for law enforcement that they can't really act until a perpetrator actually does something. So they should have had snipers all over the place and drones all over the place. And where's the bulletproof glass that you know the Pope has the bulletproof glass to protect him? How come the presidential candidates don't have that? That's a low cost solution that could have prevented all this.
True.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, do you think that's going to be a preventative measure from now on that we're going to be seeing? A lot of bulletproof glass. Quite frankly, I'm surprised that we haven't seen it because of Robert F. Kennedy with his
Yeah.
assassination.
Personally, I think, and don't let me hog your airwaves here because I'll talk you to death on this stuff. But yes, I believe that you're going to see that from now on. They're going to see it. They will probably see it at the RNC and every speech from now on. And I would venture to say that Biden will start using it as well.
I hope.
Yeah, I mean it's ridiculous that that hasn't happened at all yet. So,
Yeah.
I mean, even at the Trump rallies in 2020, 2021, you saw the bulletproof glass. It's
Yeah.
just why don't the candidates get it? It's kind of simple. And with everything that's going on now, seeing that Secret Service is going to be stepping up detail and all for uh, candidates again, and I really do hope that Bobby Kennedy Jr. gets a Secret Service as well now because it's honestly insane that like some guy that's actually polling pretty well against these two guys is not going to get either.
He deserves it. He deserves it just because he's a son of the Kennedys, you
Yeah,
know, just because of his name. But it's insane that we're spending so much money on other things and we can't protect our political leaders. Makes no sense to me. But there's a lot of things I don't understand. The older I get is the dumber I get. I just realized that there's so many things I don't know. I used to think I was smart when I was your guys' age, but now I realize, man, there's a whole lot of things that you hadn't been exposed to. But crazy, absolutely crazy. But another thing, I don't know if we mentioned, but the Secret Service agents that were assigned to the detail, they again were like third team guys. They weren't the regular crew chiefs, and they had been supposedly exhausted by the schedule because they had a very small squad, and the Secret Service apparently had not assigned enough people to that detail to cover all the events that Trump had. So these people were tired, they were worn out. They could have been a little bit better trained, but who am I to say? I'm not a Secret Service agent. I just play one on TV. I'm just joking. Come on, man. You guys are all serious. We got to lighten up a little bit here.
well, I'll lighten it up. So President Trump, before he landed in, I believe what is Wisconsin that the RNC is
Yeah.
being held at he played around the golf, and he said to the cart boy, "Oh yeah, that the difference between me and the shooter is I don't miss."
Did he
Ooh.
actually?
Yeah,
No.
That man's a badass.
yeah. But this is also all hearsay though because there's no actual footage. But the cart boy did post on Reddit. That's what he said. That's what happened.
Well, dude, most people would still be in the hospital begging for morphine. Think about that. He got shot and then he gets on a plane and flies however many hundreds of miles to his next destination. He didn't even slow down. So you got to give him credit for that. And I bet you he didn't even take any amphetamines like like some people we know. Did I say that out loud?
Trump's a different specimen. Trump's a different specimen. There's no doubt about that. I mean,
Yeah, man.
do that, and let's keep in mind he's 78 years old. Like most people my age at 18 wouldn't even be able to do that, and he's 78. I mean, that's crazy.
Can't keep up with him. He's like a Energizer Bunny. He's like Yosemite Sam, all wrapped up into one.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he's on our side.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, no, it's insane. I'd love to see that Trump is already doing all right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I'm also going to say this: the memes have been fantastic. but no, I mean, it's honestly at that point where we got to just take a deep look at ourselves as a nation again.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't think that the left understands how close we were to a civil war.
I don't think they even have any clue, but there are people at the top of the food chain who literally want there to be a civil war.
Yeah.
And that is not cool. You know, I read a good bit of Klaus Schwab and Agenda 2030 and all that stuff out there that some people say is conspiracy theory stuff, but it's all written down. Klaus Schwab has written several books, and he's very clear about what they plan on doing. And their leadership academy, Justin Trudeau and several, prominent politicians, Tony Blair and the guy in France and yada yada yada. A lot of these prominent politicians in Western society all went to those leadership events that the World Economic Forum put on. So they are not on our side,
No.
not from my perspective. And I don't trust those people any further than I can throw them. And the bottom line is, I really think America needs to wake up, because if we fall, everybody falls.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. Agree. Now, young patriot, want to go ahead and throw this question out to you. So, oh, with everything that has been going on right now, but do you still think that Donald Trump will make his announcement for VP this week?
No, actually, I think he's going to wait a little bit. Originally, I thought he would do it tomorrow. Yeah, Monday, tomorrow, the 15th. I don't know, because if I was Trump, I think he should wait as long as he can now, because this needs to be the mainstream coverage, what everyone is talking about, for as long as it can be. Then wait, because whenever Trump announces his VP, that's going to be what the whole media is talking about, what everyone's talking about, the right and left, for a week at least. So I think he's going to wait, let this play out for a little bit, and then make his announcement.
Definitely. Definitely. That's the smart thing to do. That's good politics.
Yeah.
He's dominating the news cycle all over the world. And the minute that starts to dip, then he'll put out his VP nominee.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't gotten any word from the Trump campaign, but yet when they're going to do it. So it's, I mean, as you guys know, I got inside information. So
I love it. I love it. So the question of the day: who do you guys think? Who's it going to be?
Who I want is Vivek, but I don't think it's going to be him. I think it's probably going to be Burgum or Vance.
Vance would be a good call.
Yeah, I mean,
or Vance over Burgum for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vivek would be a good call, but Vance is in the Rust Belt where people are hurting more than anything else, and man, that would be killer right there.
Yeah,
I think he's from Ohio, but Vance's name is much more popular, obviously, because he's actually elected.
Yeah.
Sorry, I kind of interrupted you.
Yeah. I mean, no, I agree. I mean, I would like to see Vance, but I mean, as you know, Bernie, we were at the same Lincoln Reagan dinner. I'm with that group of wanting to see Byron Donalds.
I'm biased. I'm biased towards Byron, but I don't know. Trump's got some really, really good opportunities for choices, and going right now, he can't go wrong with anybody he chooses. And I would be happy with any of these people that we just mentioned.
The
But I
only
do love. Go ahead.
Uh, go ahead, young patriot. We didn't hear you.
I said the only issue with Byron Donalds though is that they're both from Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you need somebody from another part of the country. Very, very. Um, the big question, and Tony, I'm not trying to drive your questioning, but a lot of the things that we're talking about are stuff that me and you talk about all the time. Um, who's going to be the replacement for Biden?
So if there's going to be a replacement, it's going to be Kamala
Uh,
because that they would have because it's the Biden Harris campaign. So it would have to be the most hated vice president in history, right?
Like
Cruella Deville.
Yeah. So that's only because they got the millions of dollars in the funding right
Yeah,
there. If they were able to go ahead and start up a new campaign for someone else and guarantee that they had millions, it'd be a different story.
yeah.
But every single person that they've thrown out, they're Trump's beating them by like a landslide. But I told the Trump campaign a dark horse would be Wes Moore. So
Actually, I would not be surprised if it's Wes Moore. He's got some ties into Wall Street that most people have no clue of, and I don't want to get into that, but at least not on the air. But the issue of the day is he, I was reading this thing from Steve Forbes, the billionaire, up in New York, and he mentioned Wes Moore and Gavin Newsom as the short list to replace Biden, and that was about 2 weeks ago,
yeah,
right when the when Biden made his big gaffe. But yeah, I wouldn't be very surprised at all to see them try to push Wes Moore. And wow, how stupid can we be if we were to elect somebody with so thin of a resume? But I don't think he's got a chance. And I think that the elites that have invested in Biden are scrambling. And the sad thing, though, long down the road, I mean, I feel Trump has this thing on lock. It's his to lose, but they're getting ready to poison the well, you might say, economically. And that's what I worry about is that, Trump's going to come in to a very, very bad economic situation. He's got to deal with Ukraine. He's got to deal with Gaza. He's got to deal with the World Economic Forum. He's got to deal with BRICS. And we just got a lot of problems that need to be fixed, and he's going to have his hands full.
Sure.
Yeah. But nevertheless, I would rather go into those problems with him in the seat rather than Sleepy Joe any day of the week.
yeah, yeah. Agreed. So I want to go get us back on topic here, talking about the attempted assassination of Donald Trump. But so, do you guys think that the proposed bill? Well, not sure if you guys looked over the rough draft of it, giving more Secret Service protection to presidential candidates. It's do you guys have any opinions on that yet?
Young Patriot, I've been running my mouth so much. I'm going to let you go first.
I actually haven't read it yet, so you the floor is yours with this one. I actually haven't read it yet.
I haven't seen the bill, but the truth is that the Secret Service works for the Department of Homeland Security, and they can, that's the executive branch. They can put as many people on the detail as they want. If they can hire 87,000 armed IRS agents, why don't they take some of those armed IRS agents and put them over in the Secret Service?
Yep.
Anyway, I'm just being facetious, but the issue of the day is that a bill is not necessary. I think it's just theatrics. The DHS secretary, the chief of the Secret Service, they've got all the resources in the world. They just don't know how to manage them, or they don't want to manage them properly.
I agree
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of the management of the Secret Service, have you guys seen the difference between the Secret Service now and back when it was under Trump?
I have not.
Yeah. Let me show you the difference here. Let me get that pulled up for you. Now, this is what the Secret Service agents look like now. Now, as you see that they just look pretty normal. Well,
Okay.
now under Trump, they looked pretty much like military.
which is how they should look.
Yeah,
Most of them are former military, or at least they were back in my day.
yeah, they were all suited up and everything. They had everything just full blown going on. They had rifles with them and a sidearm. I mean, but looking at that, I mean, they only have a sidearm now.
You know, it's funny you say that. One of my best friends spent 30 years in the Secret Service, and I'm in San Antonio, still in the military, and he came to visit. You know, he was on a detail and stopped off and hung out with me. And he came in and took off all his weapons because he was spending the night. And this dude was carrying a National Guard armory with him. I mean, literally, he had a fitted suit with several guns, a tactical baton, a stun gun, and extra magazines. But if he looked at them, you wouldn't know unless you knew what you were looking for. And like you mentioned, alluded to, I don't think they're kitted out like that anymore.
No, they just look like normal people now. Nothing screams, "Hey, we're Secret Service. We're gonna f you up." So
Yeah. And so, yeah, things have changed. And, you know, half of success is deterrence when you're in that business. And to me, find the biggest, baddest looking dude you can, and that will deter most people. And if you're coming out there with someone who's 5'1" and weighs 120 pounds, that's not going to get the job done, even if they have a weapon. The idea is you should never have to fire your weapon.
yeah. So it was also reported that the person that went ahead and took this act on Donald Trump was an Antifa member. Not sure if you guys heard about that. It's with that being said, though, oh, learning that new information, young Patriot, what do you think about that? The new information.
It wouldn't fully surprise me. Do you know where it came from, though? The like the claim that he was a part of Antifa.
Yeah. Give me a second. I'll get that pulled up, and I got to take this quick call.
Okay.
Yeah. I read that too, and some of the information that was coming my way that they were an Antifa member. But again, it's still early in the game. There's a lot of information flying around, and hopefully we will know more over the next week or so.
Yeah. I
But
mean, whether he's an Antifa member or not, like I said, it doesn't matter. But it wouldn't surprise me. It's definitely much higher chance he was an Antifa member than these, claims from the left that he was right leaning or he was, Republican or whatever. I mean, his party registration doesn't matter when the state has a closed primary.
there you go. He's a shooter, and that's all I care about.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't care if it comes out that he was a conservative. Honestly, like it doesn't matter.
Nope, not at all. But yeah, there's lots of rumors flying around, and but I just think that the rhetoric that the Democrat leadership has been using over the past however many months during Trump's entire prominence over the last few years, they're just, what's the word? Irresponsible, just plain old irresponsible. And yeah, we joke around and say things. We got our memes on the right side, and we're pretty good at them. But calling somebody Hitler, that's not cool.
You know,
Call,
you say it's irresponsible, which you're right, but part of me also wonders if it's not fully out of irresponsibleness and if it's part of it is completely purposeful.
yeah, definitely, definitely. I remember seeing Maxine Waters at a press conference saying that people should confront politicians as soon as they saw them. Don't even let them have dinner with their families and all that sort of stuff. And she wouldn't want somebody to do that to her. And but yet she expects, it's kind of like the pot calling the kettle black or something to that effect. It's just terrible. And she needs to go somewhere and sit down. And matter of fact, that whole crew of Democrats, her and AOC and Pelosi, obviously I have no use for them, and they're in the wrong here. Bottom line.
Yeah. for sure.
Yeah. So, but what do you guys think about the White House? So it took them nearly 24 hours to actually call this an assassination attempt.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Inefficient, ridiculous, all kind of negative things. I mean, it's a shameful situation, and we can do better.
Yeah.
And we're paying these people. This is their job. This is what we're paying our, literally almost half of our incomes to the federal government. We expect better.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. It's seriously just like if this was a Democrat, you'd already been hearing, oh, this was an assassination attempt from the White House instantly. Granted, look, I'll give this to Joe Biden. Apparently, he was at church when it happened, but then it took him hours to have his intern to send out a tweet.
Tony, there's so many jokes I can make from that, but I'm not going to embarrass you on the air because somebody might, get the wrong impression. But I'm just going to leave that alone. It's too easy. It's too much of a softball. I'm not going there with Joe Biden.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say whose church was he at. Anyway, I shouldn't say that. That's wrong.
Yeah. All right. So Ken Carson is now with us. So for all of you that do not know, Ken is also another really good friend of mine, and he has had thousands of followers on TikTok. He is a gay Republican, and I'm glad to have him back on the stream as well. Hey Ken, thank you for joining us.
Hey, how's it going?
Outstanding.
Is it echoing for me or is it?
You're completely fine.
I
Clear
hear
as a bell.
I asked the same question when I joined.
So this was actually Ken's idea. Ken actually called me last night, going like, "Hey, we need to go live as soon as we can." Ken, so thank you, Ken, for going ahead and giving me this idea, giving the idea for us to cover this. So that, as you know, we've just been covering the assassination attempt. But Ken, why don't you give us your 2 cents about it? So once you're done sending up a little bit there.
Okay.
All right. So while Ken's doing that stuff, we'll just go ahead and talk about what Melania Trump said. Not sure what if you guys heard that. That basically she said that we have to reunite as a country. Yeah, right after everything has happened, and I think that is honestly, a very good thing for her to say, given everything that happened to her family and everything at this time.
I think she was remarkably calm under the circumstances. I did not see her speak, but I did read what she had to say. And again, we do need unity right now because this is huge. This could have sparked a civil war, and I don't think people understand how precarious the situation is. There's a lot of angry people out there right now, a lot of people that don't have money. And for every nutcase shooter, there is actually probably somebody who is very well practiced in the art of weaponry that could make a shot like that. And Biden's not off the menu. You know what I mean? He's got to go out and make some speeches. And so I don't wish any violence upon anybody, but we need to be calm. All of us need to just bring the rhetoric down. And she, as President Trump's wife, was the right person to say that.
Agreed.
Yeah. All right, Ken. Now that you're ready, you want to give us your 2 cents?
Oh yeah. Sorry,
everything?
everyone. Yeah, of course. It's still echoing for me. I don't know why. But
you're not echoing though, so
it's on my side. I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's my Mac. I don't know. But I'm Ken. I've been on TikTok for probably since 2020. I've been banned probably like a million times for being a Trump supporter, sticking up for the truth. I've lost probably like 800,000 followers. Um, People have showed up to my house. I get death threats, hate mail, all that shit. But I'm never gonna stop because freedom is great, and we gotta protect this country and stand up for what's right. So nice to meet you guys.
Way cool.
Nice to meet you, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So, Ken, can you give us your 2 cents of what happened yesterday? I know I texted you as soon as I could. So, what's your
Yeah.
takeaway?
Oh yeah, I ran to my TV, and then like I thought he was picking his VP, and then I thought he got it like actually like killed. I was like, oh my god, I cried. So I definitely think it's a Democrats' cry for like this is their last, like they're on their last nerve. I think it's definitely like I wouldn't say it's set up because the guy was 20 years old and like I think he was just mentally gone. But I think as messed up as it is, it's gonna make Trump win the election even more now. Like the support that he's getting, um, the way he put his hands up after blood dripping down his face, like he told America like he's not stopping, he's protecting us. Because if he didn't care about us, he would be on an island with his wife with no indictments and no missing part of his ear. So
Totally agree.
Me as well.
He doesn't have to do this. I mean, he's the only president in modern history who has actually lost money going into the White House as a president. The rest of them have doubled and quadrupled their income, and he took a hit, and he didn't have to do that. So, 3 cheers for him.
exactly, I agree.
It shows us that rather what people think of him, he's definitely doing it because he believes what he says in, and he's definitely doing it for the will of the country.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I can't, I don't normally watch Morning Joe or MSNBC or those hated Democrat programs, but tomorrow I'm going to be waiting to see what they have to say. It's going to be like a comedy routine. I might even watch The View.
Amen. Well, I don't know. Biden just made a speech about it, so a live speech. I don't know
Oh
if you
my
guys
God.
saw it.
Yeah, but that was the biggest fluff speech ever.
But like that's what pissed me off is because they're literally for years been saying that he's Hitler and he's a dictator and he's inciting violence and like what the fuck did the Democrats do? 100 million Americans, Republican Americans, are pissed off in what cities they're burning, what cops are getting attacked, what violence is going on right now. Nothing. So it's okay for Democrats to cause violence and innocent lives get lost, but if a Republican goes to the Capitol to protest peacefully, we're terrorists. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. And I think the Democrat rule needs to go fucking down the drain because ain't nobody, if you're a Democrat in 2024, and especially after yesterday, like you are delusional and I pray for them because it's like kind of sad. Like, does your brain not work? Are you cognitively not there? Because if you open your eyes and you pay attention to your neighbors, your friends, your family, even people in this grocery store, every single person, rich to poor, is struggling right now. And they don't even care one bit. They're more worried about fucking Ukraine and wars that have nothing to do with us.
If you notice, the stock market's going up, but people are suffering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People can't afford bacon and eggs, to tell you the truth. A lot of people. But the issue of the day is the wealthy are profiting while the middle class suffers. And that is the target. The middle class is being destroyed. And that's what keeps this country together. And we can't allow that to happen.
I agree. Another thing that I was talking to him about is I've actually removed a lot of people, and I made another TikTok, my like what 7th one. But I mentioned it in my TikTok about how the Democrats are literally saying, "Oh, he missed," or like, "Damn, he missed," or like, I'm sitting here like you're literally inciting violence onto somebody, not even
Yeah.
just somebody, a former president. And it's okay for Democrats to incite violence, but if we sit there and say something, or we stand up for what we feel, we're terrorists, we're problems, we're traitors, we're terrible people, and it just doesn't make sense to me. And I'm like, as Republicans, all 100 million or more of us, we don't like Biden, but are we sitting here wishing him harm?
No.
Absolutely fucking not.
No. And by the way, when I came across those videos and all, I sent it to my intel of the Trump team. So
There you
these
go.
people will be getting a knock on their door sometimes.
Oh, 100%. Because it's illegal.
Yeah, we got to do better as a country. And some people have gotten to the point where they think they can just say anything and not be held accountable. I'm not advocating anybody do anything violent or anything like that, but freedom isn't free, and you can't just go out there and yell fire in a crowded movie theater. And these people are calling people all kinds of incendiary names, and I believe in free speech, of course, but there's also a responsibility that comes with free speech. And the lead Democrats, to include Biden, has been able to get away with literal murder or very close to murder. And I'm looking forward to when Trump wins this thing. And, you know, the DOJ has been weaponized against him, and all those people need to be removed, replaced, and made neutral. And that's what civil servants are supposed to be, neutral. And they haven't been under the Biden administration.
It all started with Billy Obama, honestly. He
The deep
caused one of
state.
the biggest divisions in Republican Democratic history. I feel like before then everyone was 50-50, they had their disagreements, but it wasn't to a violent, over the top, extreme way of behavior. And it's sick. And I feel like shame on all you the Democratic politicians that are wishing Trump well when you weren't wishing him well last week,
Yeah.
the day before yesterday. Like, y'all are a bunch of fucking hypocrites. Like, we've never done anything to Biden. Have we called him dumb and incompetent? 100,000%. But if you can't handle the truth, then don't be a president of the United States of America when you're going to get criticized for everything you do.
Yeah. So I'm just proud that Trump is such a strong guy because we were mentioning earlier, this guy is right out there playing golf. He got right back on his airplane, got right back on the horse, and continues to ride. And that is the American spirit in essence.
Now, Bernie, I know I only got you for a few more minutes that you got something to do. Do you want to go ahead and right now, though, thank you for coming on. And where can people find you at?
Oh, well, I'm still at flowersfrommaryland at gmail.com. You can just email me if you got any questions. And, I got my Loyal Opposition podcast that I put out once a week on Wednesdays, and I'm on most social media outlets. And, I got a lot of experience. I've seen a lot of things, and I'm a grumpy old guy. And, I just got a lot to say. And, bottom line is I look forward to hearing from you guys, and I appreciate you having me on the program.
Yeah, no problem,
Before you
Bernie.
leave, thank you for your service. It's much and greatly appreciated.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Great meeting.
Appreciate you guys. And I look forward to working with you anytime. And we're all working towards the same thing. Let's get Trump in office, and then we can level the playing field.
Agreed.
Amen. I'll be in
All
office in
right.
2025, so I hope I run into you soon.
Amen. Amen. All right. Well, look, Tony, I'm going to back out of here. It's getting late for an old man. I got to get my sleep on, bro.
Yep. Yeah,
All
no
right.
problem. Pleasure seeing you again.
Take care now.
You too.
Have a great night.
Peace.
Have
Have a great night. Peace.
All right. Once again, guys, I do want to go ahead and thank our guests. Like I said, that was Bernie Flowers, former congressional candidate for District 3 of Maryland. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the younger takeaways. I just thought it was neat to have Bernie's presence with us, going ahead and breaking down everything from a standpoint of being a former candidate and knowing what actually goes on behind the scenes there. So, well, I do want to go ahead and talk to you guys about this. So the police actually ransacked the kid's home and found out that he had even more stuff. He had things that he was going to be building bombs and everything.
I heard about that.
And, so if this was successful, how far do you think this kid would have gone? Do we think that this was going to be the end, or would he have?
No, that is not going to be the end. I mean, I hope, maybe, and pray that it would be, but I also never thought in a million years that our president would have an assassination attempt right before, the National Republican Convention.
Yeah.
But, I'm going to leave my faith in God, and Trump is a very protected individual. He's like the second most protected person in America. And I think after what just happened, he's not going to let it happen again. He's got the money, he's got the resources, and he's got the power. And I also think that if everything does change, because I have seen a lot of actual Democrats actually being genuine and actually being like, whoa, like this has to stop. Like this is going way too far. I think they've started to realize that they're the problem. I think I've seen a lot of videos and a lot of congressmen and senates and representatives and people in Congress on their Twitters, and they all were genuine, except a few like Biden, Obama, Camel Toe, whoever. But I think it's going to start a big change. And I think now officially the American country, every single person that lives on society and has the internet is officially on Team Trump.
Yeah, I definitely now. I already thought Trump was going to win. I mean, especially after the debate. But now, I don't just think Trump wins. I think he might win by a historic landslide. We're talking 340 to 350 plus electoral.
I agree.
Yeah, I think we're going to be seeing a election that like we haven't seen since Reagan.
Yeah, there's a chance.
I've already called it, though, that if Trump is within 10 percentage points in New York, it's a wash.
Yeah.
Easy. Easy. I mean, and we got people that were on the fence about supporting Trump who are probably going to support RFK, who are now going to be backing Trump.
Yeah, for sure.
And quite frankly, I'm here for it.
Me too. I back Trump. Wasn't a doubt in my mind.
But Trump did have an endorsement yesterday, though. As soon as it happened, Elon Musk, as soon as the attempt happened,
I saw that,
came out and endorsed Trump. So, but was there any doubt that like he was going to go ahead and not support Trump this election? Not sure what you guys
think
think.
he always was going to.
I think he was planning on. He was probably just waiting for the right time, but the right time just came to him.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone can be silent anymore. Going ahead and
yeah, silence is over.
No. I pray that like we've always said that we're the silent majority. Yeah,
I think now we're the loud majority.
Oh yeah. We're no longer going to go ahead and be silent. One of my friends said, "Is it true that the shooter was on antidepressants?"
I read that he was mentally ill.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, most mass shooters are on SSRIs.
But what kind of I've heard that he is registered as a Republican, but he donated money to a Democratic cause.
As I've said a couple times in the live now, him being registered Republican, though, Pennsylvania being a state with a closed primary, I think it's very likely, in fact, maybe almost certain, that he was only registered Republican to vote against Trump in the primary.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I mean, he just said that he heard that he donated $300 to the DNC last year, so it does check out that he did donate to Democrat causes. I believe he also donated to the Biden campaign.
Oh, then yeah, screw him.
So,
well, screw him either way.
Right. And and to everyone watching that's Democrat or delusional, we're not gonna wish death on anybody because we're not sick in the fucking head and disgusting people. But did you think you were gonna win? He's the most protected person in the country. And and for everyone saying it's a setup job, if it was a setup job, they wouldn't have missed. Sorry. Just saying. Sorry. No shade, but that's the facts. Like, it would have been someone military. Like, it's the same. Like, Democrats still have power like Republicans do. If it was a setup, it would have been. But it was just a mentally ill Democratic loser, and the cards were not in his favor. And I don't think anyone deserves to die, but when you would try to kill someone that's not doing anything and you try to take someone's that's innocent's life, I think that God chose your fate.
Yeah. So, like we said earlier,
three people, two or three.
Yeah. So, like we said earlier, the reason why Secret Service Act is what we say slow is because that they cannot take action until they get the go ahead. And quite frankly, I think
They
ridiculous.
didn't do that good of a job, though, if I'm being
No,
honest.
they didn't.
And
And
that
quite
pissed me off
frankly,
because they shouldn't have let him show his hands. Like, I get it. You know, I get he was trying to show support, but at the same thing is like he was so vulnerable still. What if there was a second person? What if there was a third person? What if there was someone at a different angle? You literally should have picked that man up, covered him, barricaded him completely, threw him in the car, and sped the fuck out of there. That's how you do it. You don't sit there and let him. Like, I get that he's Trump, but what's more important, Trump having his little 5 seconds or him being alive and being safe? So I don't know. That's just my take. And a lot of other people were agreeing that the Secret Service did not do a great job. I don't know what you guys feel about that, but
I don't disagree with what you said, but I do want to add that I am glad though that Trump got to have that moment because that go down as whether people like it or not, support Trump, love him, hate him, doesn't matter. It's going to go down as one of the most iconic and most badass moments in American history.
100,000% agree.
yeah. And the thing is that like I think the crowd needed to see that too at that moment.
Oh, yes, America
It's,
needed to see that. Yes.
Yeah. So
it showed the Democrats that, hi, I'm still here. You lose, I win, and America is Trump country.
well, I mean, it also just gave confirmation showing that he's going to be all right. Right. And that's what I think that Trump knew what he needed to do is just go ahead and show everyone that he was going to be fine. He's going to make it through this.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, we literally know that it was literally inches away from not having him walk out.
Yeah. I mean, God wanted Trump to live. There's no other way to put it.
Yeah, I've always said this as a joke, but God is a Republican that's backing Donald Trump.
Yeah. I mean, you can't argue any other way now. No.
Yeah.
They literally tried to kill the man. They threw the sink at him, and
I'm just
nothing.
really fucking angry. Like, why isn't justice being served to the like? I'm sorry, but to any Democrat that said that Trump was a dictator or that he was like Hitler or said anything terrible, that's inciting violence. Calling someone a dictator is literally inciting violence. All of you people that have done that, you need to go to jail. You need to be permanently banned off the internet, and you're a sick ass human being that needs to get therapy for the rest of your life. Because like, why is it us that have to get treated like garbage? We get bullied, harassed, or friends, or families, or relationships. Everything we do gets leaked. Like, people show up to our properties, people harass us, they call our parents, try to get us fired from our job. But nothing we're saying or doing is wrong. We're saying the truth. We show the proof. We show the videos. We show the receipts. But we're the bad guys. And it's like, when is it going to be our time, first of all, to get an apology, which that will never happen. But when is it going to be our time for justice to be served?
Yeah.
It's tiring.
Yeah, blood is on the hands of all these people in the media who called Trump the devil. Whether they like it or not,
Yep. But they're never going to get held accountable for what they've done.
Someone on Instagram just said the left projects everything they accuse us of.
Yeah, I mean, literally, he knows this better than anybody. But what do they say to me? What's the most common thing I get told?
Republicans don't support you. You're a faggot. Like, that's literally every single time that Ken goes live, these freaking homophobic assholes calling us homophobic are the ones that are saying it.
I mean, I can show you the hundreds of thousands of. I'm gonna read one just for the sake, because you've probably seen this one, but it's like one of my favorite comments that I've gotten on TikTok.
You know,
It's a beautiful comment. Hold on. Where is it at? I'm gonna go to this.
You know, the same thing happens to, like black conservatives too. Liberals constantly project their racism on them and then be like, oh, Trump doesn't even like you. Trump's this, that, or the other. Republicans are racist.
Yeah, I mean, I've been around Bernie when Democrats call him an Uncle Tom.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh. So this one's from Aurora Source, and she said, another fake fag taken into the system. You're not benefited anything by supporting Trump. Bro, the fact that America was feared as a powerful nation was because they were too scared to fuck with the crazies that live here like you. Fake fag, fake fag, fake fag, fake fag, fake fag, fake fag. There's that one. And then there's another good one I wanted to read that I just got recently, and it says, gay faggot who supports Trump. Trump hates you, and you need to lower your standards because the Republicans will never pick you. So shit like that, 24/7,
Yeah.
hundreds of thousands of those.
Yeah, was that the one that you sent me the other day?
Yeah, and then another thing, TikTok told me on the 9th that I was getting my account back, and then the 9th came around, and they told me, "Go fuck yourself. You're not getting your account back."
No,
So
I'm still leading that movement.
67,000 followers. See you later. Love ya.
I'm still leading that movement to reinstate you though on that account.
I know if I get back, conservative aunt reached out to me, and he told me that I'll probably get it back, but I just need to just lay low and just enjoy my vacation. But I couldn't. He texted me. He was like, "You couldn't stay off TikTok for a damn fucking week." I wanted to, but then shit happens.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's just bullshit, you know? Like, I don't know how many times you've been banned. If you've been banned, if you haven't, congratulations, you're one of the few.
I have twice.
I've been
twice,
banned and
okay.
shadow banned relentlessly. So
Yeah.
I might just make a new TikTok in all honesty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
'cause
great.
I don't get views.
First
so.
time I got banned, I had 34,000 followers. Second time, I had 45,000 followers.
The first time I had was what, 400,000 or 500,000. Then it was 100,000. Then it was 20,000. Then it was 15,000, and then it was 65,000.
That's fucked.
But I'm grateful though because it gives me a new audience every time, and the people that already know who I am, like it's easier for me to grow. So that I'm like TikTok, like what are you doing? You're wasting your time. Like all I have to do is put makeup on and put Trump behind my thing, and everyone remembers who I am. Like my followers skyrocket. So it's just for me, it's repetitive and annoying. Like my boyfriend has to hear me bitch about it all the fucking time, and he thinks it's fucked up. But there's nothing we can do about it. But I can't let them win. That's what everyone's been telling me. Like I don't know if anyone's told you this, young patriot, but like just if they ban you, just make a new account because if you silence yourself, they win.
Yeah, after the last time I got banned, I decided not to make one but make 2 accounts, and I have an account at 26,000.
5 now. And for everyone that watches this from TikTok that follows me and Aunt, my new account's Republican Ken Carson, so it's pretty easy. TikTok let me do that. I was like, oh shit. So yeah, all one word. And I posted my little Trump video. It has 813 views, but is it gonna get any more? Probably not.
Yeah, you didn't tell me about that. Let me go ahead and make
Oh,
sure.
it's pretty. I mean, I had so many requests on TikTok. Oh, I just kind of posted it. I had so many tags from people like, Ken, you have to respond. We want to hear your reaction. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna film a better one with makeup on. I think that'll get better traffic. And unfortunately, that's how you get views in TikTok. I act more like a fag, and then I get more views because the words coming out of my mouth are quite the opposite. Like I'm gay, but I act a little extra for clout. Not gonna lie, makes me maybe some money. But
I guess the way I have to get views is just be more and more controversial. I mean, that's just how it is. You got
you know what my name says on the internet now? Controversial gay Republican influencer.
But the problem is
I made it
controversial on there without getting banned. I mean, you straight up can't talk about the trans issue. You
I
can't
get away with it because I'm a fag, and they can't hate crime me.
Well, you got hate speech for having gays for Trump on your live stream.
How many views do I get though? But how many views do I get on my live at one time? 4,000 or 5,000?
Yeah, quite a bit.
I don't care. I stopped reading the comments. I just sit there and I like look at myself in this mirror, or I like put makeup on and I just like I laugh. And there's like it keeps getting bigger and bigger, and then I won't even talk and I get banned. Literally like silence from me, on mute, texting on my phone, like yeah. And I get banned for hate speech because they're allowed to come in my live, tell me to kill myself and tell me that I'm worthless and that they want to kill my dog and that my boyfriend's not real and I live in this imaginary world and that my parents don't love me and support me because I'm gay, but yet they, whatever. And they let that happen. And then they sit there and tell me that I report them and they say, sorry, this account hasn't violated any of the TikTok guidelines. But people on TikTok can show their titties and act like they're bouncing on a fucking cock for views. And guys can show their fucking cock through their fucking pants, and that's allowed. But us doing what we're doing is not. So TikTok, you know, you're lucky I don't send it to Bill, my lawyer, and sue the fuck out of you because what you've done is an infringement of my freedom of speech. And that's a fact.
Yeah, I mean, and I wrote up something for him too.
It's beautiful. Everyone that I've sent it to was like, that is. Very well put. I'm gonna make a video about it. It's very, very good. I almost cried. I was like, wow,
Yeah,
this man is
Young
really.
Patriot, I'll send it to you as well. Well, it's honestly like one of my best works that I've done.
How old are you, Young Patriot?
I'm only 18, and I'm actually still in high school. I'm gonna be a senior next year.
Hey, I'm old.
Ken, I'm the oldest one on here.
Okay, but we're the same age almost.
Yeah, I'm only.
We're like-
I'm only
I remember 9/11. You learned about it.
Bitch, I was exactly 9 months old, so I don't want to hear it. I was born January 11th,
I know that's
2001.
your
so-
biggest flex that you like to say. Too.
I know my biggest flex that I tell people. They're like, you're literally a child, and I'm like, okay, but I was exactly 9 months old on 9/11, so.
You know, in fact, actually, my age when I first ever started posting on like TikTok, like the first account that got banned at about 34, 35K, I was like 15 at the time when it got banned. Yeah, I was 15.
I was 19. Oh my god.
Yeah. And
Um,
next account got banned last year. I had that account from 16 to early 17, and then I've had the other two since 17.
You know what I've learned though? A lot of my following now is like Gen Zers.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yep.
fucking crazy. Like people in public will see me. Like I went to the Dusty Armadillo, which is like the biggest like line dancing country bar, and like 4 people came up to me I've never seen before. They're like, "I love you, can I get a picture?" And I'm like, "Excuse me," 'cause I thought they were fucking with me. I was drunk, sorry, but they, like it happens all the time. Like I went to Vegas with my boyfriend, and like people gave us like treated us like a Kardashian private seating, free fucking food almost. Like picture, met the boss of the restaurant. Like it was crazy. Get free. Me and my boyfriend go free food at restaurants all the time in my area. Like we offer to pay. They're like, no, Ken, you and your boyfriend are never paying for food. Like, so it's definitely like cool, but it's just crazy because at first it's like I would actually say like 75% of my following though is like 30 to 50, 100%.
I don't
Which is
think
weird because I'm so young and they like listen to me and I'm like,
I mean, we also got to keep in mind how many are these actually like younger people lying about their age to actually be on the ads.
Yes, a lot of the time it's probably people who are like 14 whose parents are like 35 and they give their parents' age.
yeah.
No, I mean
we're
that's what I
grateful
did.
for the support, but I think a lot of these people don't really know. Like they don't like I don't know. Like a lot of these younger kids, they like Trump, but they don't really understand the politics of it all. Like I wish, as something I really think is important is that's not taught in school is like I'm not sitting here telling people they need to take political science, but people need to have a better understanding of their Constitution and their Bill of Rights and their Declaration of Independence, because people are just fucking batshit dumb.
Yeah, I agree. Every single kid should be able to remember all of the first 10 amendments, all of the Bill of Rights. And that shouldn't even be a debate. I mean, like I think Vivek is someone who has said that,
Yeah.
There's no reason that if we're going to say someone, an immigrant, if they want to get citizenship, they have to pass a civics test, and we're not going to require, kids who graduate high school to pass that same test, which there are some states who do require it, but it should be a nationwide law.
Yeah, exactly.
Agreed. It needs to be. Yeah. Now, I was actually thinking about doing like a bunch of TikToks. I'm actually going to just launch a new account here shortly, probably within the next week, just to actually get seen by the freaking algorithm again. Because as soon as I had a viral video on there, nothing. But do you guys think that would be a good way to get everything
you already got my approval.
and just talk about the Constitution and explain it to
you should.
people?
Yeah, that I mean, TikTok might suppress it a little bit. It might take you a minute to get the shadow ban hump, because obviously it seems like every conservative account is starting shadow ban, but it's needed. We need people. We need to pull in. It is good that we're seeing some of these Gen Z, some of these younger people turn to the conservative side, but we need to educate them. We need to get them to understand what they're believing, because if they can't defend themselves, then they're gonna be easy to hijack and get back to the left.
We're fucked. So
we got to get them to where they can defend their beliefs. Having beliefs and being able to defend them are two different things.
Yeah.
I agree.
Agreed. I mean, the thing is, I had the same belief since middle school. So,
yeah,
I used to be different, but
I know we've talked about your infamous live stream.
Used to
Good
be-
times. I was 16
Used to be
once,
a-
guys. Once upon a time, I was 16. Delusional.
I'm gonna ask one thing though. When you say you used to be on the left.
Oh yeah. All I'm gonna simply say, and everyone that hears me say this, like, just shoot me. But I wanted Hillary Clinton to be president instead of Trump in 2016.
Hey, it's okay, but I just have a.
I look back at that
it-
video that's
but-
archived, and
what I was gonna ask though is, did you get more like homophobic attacks when you were on the left coming from people on the right, or more on the right coming from the left?
besides that one video when I was literally batshit crazy attacking Republicans as a 16-year-old, but I deserved every amount of that hate. And if you're in that live stream, like, I was a dumb faggot, so I don't care. But no, I would definitely say, being a Republican, I've always been controversial on the internet before even TikTok. Like, I've always just never shut my mouth. But I've gotten, like I said, people have showed up at my house. People have, called my jobs and called my boyfriend's father, called my mother, just going out of their way to ruin my life, or try to, I guess, just simply because I'm a gay Republican that loves his country. And it's been very interesting, but I'm very thick-skinned. I don't give a fuck. I mean, I was called faggot in high school. You really think I give a fuck about some words? Like, no. But I think it's just interesting, I guess. That's the best way to put it. I don't care. I think it's hilarious. And me and Politically Unhinged are laughing our asses off on the phone or live because it's so funny. But I think that if I'm pissing people off, I'm doing something right.
Yeah. By the way, you want to know how much the algorithm hates me? So
How much?
whenever I went live with Ken,
Oh.
it would instantly drop the viewers. They don't like it when we're together.
No, the internet does not want us to. Yeah.
No, and that's why it's going to be insane once we go ahead and like our followers already know. We've already announced it. 2036, we're going to be on the same ticket.
Yeah. Oh, I want to tell you the name of the girl that I'm the director, the chairman of the Stark County.
All right. Text it to me.
I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah.
I can say it now.
We don't want to put it on.
Oh, you're right. Well,
yeah.
long story short, she was the, I'm not gonna say her name, but she was the, hold on, I'm gonna find it because I want to say it. I don't want to butcher what it was. She was the White House's national coordinator for Donald Trump for his presidency. So she and I are meeting when I get back from vacation, and they want me to run for local office until I turn 25 and run for representative, but they're going to start preparing me to campaign for the presidency.
Awesome.
So I'll be someone in politics just like Politically Unhinged. Kind of exciting. And if you're 18, I mean, there's not much you can do until you get older, but definitely get into, I wish I would have done it when I was younger. But definitely get into local office or try to start your political career. If that's something you want to do, it's definitely better to start young and build the connections. I waited a long time because I never thought I would actually have a way to like get invited to the Las Vegas National Convention Summit or like be invited to crazy things. But once you make those connections, life is super easy for you. And you'll start, like, your life will just become better. And yeah, like I said, you're very educated. Like I don't think I've met an 18-year-old that's like, I don't know, like you're just very smart and mature and educated. And I think you could do yeah, of course, you could do a great bill for your county or your state. And I think running is very crucial.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, it said to anyone, if you guys have any questions with that stuff, more than happy to answer your questions about it. Ken, you did get my text message the other day saying what you need to do, right?
Oh, did I?
Right.
Okay.
Not sure if you got that text message. If
check.
not, I'll text it back to you.
No, hold on, I'll check right now. So unprofessional. Everyone's like, this is the most unprofessional person on the internet.
But we got your pink room back, so.
Oh.
Not that one.
It's blurred.
Not that one.
Oh, it's blurred.
Not,
it's blurred.
Not that one for when you run.
Oh, well, here. Everyone support his merch.
Oh, yeah. Go support my merch,
it's all
everyone.
Blurred. Oh, yeah.
Oh, which one?
All proceeds go to the Trump campaign. and we'll actually bring that up right
What
now.
was it about, love?
The stuff on ballot.
On ballot? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I have to change my
Yeah,
name
so that-
legally.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. It's not even that much. It's $150 in Ohio. So,
Oh.
but then I'm like, what if I stylize it though? Because you know how like artists can make
I
money.
already asked them if it would have to be a form of the actual name. So I asked them everything for you. But
And they said no.
as Ken said, go ahead and check out the merch. This is their latest one. Young Patriots also seen it. Can't shoot me down. Can't gun me down. All
surprised
proceeds goes
Bonfire
to
let
the
you do
Trump
that.
campaign. Well, they don't freaking promote my stuff anyway, so.
At Bonfire, you are a shitty ass company, and I made you a lot of money in 2021. You never paid me for the money that I was supposed to get a split of, and my Ken Carson merch sold out. So where the fuck's my money? And if it's not my money, I have a contract, and you will be sued, bitch.
Want me to write stuff up for you?
Right. No, because literally, like, I was thinking, and I'm like, well, if I had, someone on my following was like, well, you had sold out merch. Where's your share? And I never got it.
Yeah. Oh.
It was gonna be like a few $1,000s because all my hoodies are like $50 fucking dollars.
Do you need me to write something up for you?
I mean, I'm not like I don't need to beg for money like Democrats, so I don't really
Just-
need the money. But I mean, I want it. I just am too busy to fight for it right now.
So, politically unhinged, when the live started, when it was just me, him, and Bernie, at the very beginning, he said he might drop some, some F-bombs, he might curse a little bit. And he said a few here and there, but then Ken comes on and is just...
Oh my God. So
You
the
should have
thing
warned
is
them.
when Ken and I get together, even our phone calls, it's just rapid fire. Fuck.
Yeah. And that's why they told me they love my videos and my account and what I stand for, and that's why they want me to run. But they were like, we're gonna give you a so I don't know the word, but someone that like tells me what to say, because
Yeah, they got to help you get polished up.
yeah, they need to polish me up a little bit because my mouth. Well, I'm like Trump, exactly, person, like in the sense of like I will say whatever the fuck I want, and I do not care how you fucking feel.
Yeah, so I already told you I'd help you out with that. And I, quite frankly, I like it when my candidates say what they're thinking. Comes off more genuine.
I just need to
But we'll work on
professionalize.
you not cursing, and that's the biggest part.
Yeah.
We don't need you to sound like Captain Holt from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I mean,
where everything's
that's my
grammatically
cussing.
correct.
I gotta work on my cussing.
But like I said, I'll even if
I'm so bad.
You're not the worst I've seen.
I'm so sorry.
I can probably get it fixed within the weekend for you.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just when I get out of like my comfort zone, I just ultimately stop cursing.
Well, so
I cuss way too much. Like I'm a Christian. I need.
Me too. Me too. I cuss way too much, but I think it's part of my brand though. Like a lot of people like that, like especially on TikTok, especially like people love how blunt and upfront I am, and like I get away with that at least because I think that's because I'm gay. Like, TikTok, like it's not what I say, it's me going live. Let's be real. Like it's not because they don't like that I've been making hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars each day, like just going live for 1 hour a day. Because I do 5,000 views, and all I do now is put the banner gays for Trump, even on my new account. Immediately 2,000. Immediately 2,000. It's fucking insane. And I think
I just started doing the live thing, but I got banned for going.
Don't do it.
You'll
make good money, but if you can't censor yourself and go to their guidelines, don't do it.
No, I can. What happened?
Okay.
I noticed the issue is I mentioned the trans issue, and I'm just not going to be able to do that anymore. So
don't mention, yeah.
So tomorrow is the day I can go live again. But the thing is, I'm not going to say the exact amount, but I made a decent amount of money from the new creator fund, which is called the Creator.
Oh yeah, they pay me out the ass.
Yeah, but the problem is all the videos got to be over a minute long, which I don't mind that. But for some people, that fucking sucks. Like if
I can teach you. I make what do I make? 3, 4, 5 minute videos.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I'm good with making the long videos.
So on Wednesday, guys,
you got to teach me that, Ken.
On Wednesday, I get my last big payment from TikTok on that account.
Okay, so it is official that you're getting it. That's good.
Oh, I already got my PayPal money from like live gifts. I got
Awesome.
all my money, so I get my last payment. It's like 500 something, but I'm kind of sad because it could have been way more. And my Taylor Swift video is gone. So bad.
But I want to try to start making money from the live stuff. I've already made like a few dollars, but I'm gonna go live more often. And I'm gonna,
Yeah.
but I have to just not mention the trans issue. You just can't fucking do it.
Yeah, I mean, like when I launch my new account, I'm gonna have to go live.
Yeah.
If I try not to, just because I don't have a filter. So
Whenever I'm live and you're in my lives, I think I have to go live a couple more days. But if you ever want to join, feel free.
all right, yeah. I mean, we should definitely do this stuff regularly with you guys.
Yeah,
I've already
definitely.
also decided I am going to be doing an election live stream. So if you guys want to be part of my panel that night, let's
I will
freaking
try.
do it.
I'm pretty busy.
Oh.
You know me. I'm kind of.
Yeah.
I will try. But I wanted to tell you, you know Stacey's mom, Bethany? She's at 1.5 million Republican
Yeah.
icon. When she gets back from the convention, her and I are starting a podcast, which obviously both of you are welcome on. She's got a platform. Like we have a platform, but she's got millions of followers, and you would love her. She's iconic. She's stunning and beautiful and amazing. She's like family to me, and I'm just letting you guys know you guys will both be guest stars because obviously you've let me onto your podcast a million times, and it's gonna be the same thing. Like we have no censorship. Obviously, it's kind of funny because on you I'm more relaxed, but on hers I'm so professional. But so I'll be a bit more polished. I also like have been up since 6 a.m. and I went swimming and I'm high, so like that's probably why I'm cussing a lot. So
Yeah.
guys, but you know, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I am actually gonna get off because I have to. I'm like I can't like
Yeah.
I'm overstimulated.
Yeah, I was about to say we're going to get ready to leave right now too.
Okay, perfect.
But real quick, Ken, do we have the date for the event yet?
Mhm.
In the Carolinas, do we have that?
Ooh, I have their number. I will call them. I'm very grateful I got the number because, bitch, if I didn't have the number, I would never have been able to contact them again unless they found me on TikTok. I will find out. I know that she texted me and said that the RNC approved it, like the actual. But
It's RNC.
yeah. So, and it's crazy because like it's gonna be like a very big. So I think that they're gonna have security provided already, so that's cool.
Okay.
I did reach out to Bunny, and I'm trying to get Jelly Roll to perform. Obviously he hasn't responded. Bunny hasn't responded either. They're busy. I get it.
Yeah.
There's a country artist though that I'm reaching out to. I have a connection. He's his tour manager, and he said that he's gonna ask for me. And he's a very upcoming country star. He has like 5 million Spotify streamers. I don't want to name drop yet because it's not confirmed, but he's cool.
All right, and well, if we want to, if there's a late night thing or whatever, or a side thing, I can come out of retirement for stand up.
Ooh.
So just something to think about. I'll come out of retirement for stand up for you guys. But let's go ahead. Let's finish up here. But Ken, who was your favorite historical figure again that you said?
Ooh, Cleopatra, Queen of the Nile.
All right. Young Patriot, favorite historical figure and why?
Thomas Jefferson. Why? Because he's always my favorite founder ever since I studied. Like the founders went more in detail. First of all, he's badass. He created the swivel chair while being, politically involved. Obviously, Declaration of Independence. A lot of people don't know that when he originally wrote the Decavite, he wrote to outlaw slavery. Most people don't know about that. Schools should definitely be teaching about that. And, politically, I liked a lot of his views for that time. And I think I've always been a big Thomas Jefferson fan.
Yeah, that's a good one. For me, everyone's heard me say it so many times. It's been confirmed that King Arthur was a real person, so it's obviously King Arthur for me.
I cannot with you.
But since
Amen.
founding fathers, James Madison's my favorite. Dude was not that much younger than not that much older than us when he wrote the first 10 amendments. So
yeah, that's awesome.
He's iconic. I
All
want
right,
the Excalibur.
all right. So just going to share our historical quote, and then we'll go ahead and we'll leave leave. Thank you guys so much for coming on once again.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, Ken, where can people find you once again? Where can people find you, Ken?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Don't
you're fine.
smoke weed this late, people. Don't smoke weed. Republican Ken Carson is my TikTok, and then my X account, because everyone finally told me to get on X, and I started getting big on that. I'm pretty sure it is Red Ken Carson, so like Red Ken Carson, and then my
All right.
YouTube is it's some beauty thing, but it's Red Beauty. I don't know. It's not important, but just those are the big ones.
Young Patriot, same thing. Where can everyone find you?
Search up Young Patriot on TikTok. You'll find 2 different accounts, both of which have a bald eagle on it. One of them, it's like blue background. It says "We the People," I believe, at the top, and the other one, it's more red. Either way, you see a bald eagle, you see 19,000 or 26,000 followers. That's me. Follow both accounts. I recommend if you want to see some conservative. And once again, thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. You guys are welcome to come on at any time.
Thank you so much.
Young Patriot, I'll give you my number so you can go ahead and just contact me that way. That's the best way to get me to me. So,
okay.
All right. All right. So, y'all, so our historical quote is by Abraham Lincoln. I walk slowly, but never backwards. I walk slowly, but never backwards. All right. Thank you all so much, and God bless.